the Roman Empire, a name that echoes through history. It evokes images of legions of disciplined soldiers conquering lands from the British Isles to the deserts of the Middle East. At the heart of this military might was a weapon as iconic as the empire itself: the Gladius. This short sword, deadly in close combat, became synonymous with Roman power and military prowess. The Gladius was more than just a weapon. It was a symbol of Roman discipline, efficiency, and unwavering resolve. The very word gladiator, synonymous with fierce warriors, finds its root in the gladius. This demonstrates the profound impact this weapon had on Roman society, extending far beyond the battlefield. From its origins as a borrowed design to its eventual evolution, the gladius's story is intricately woven into the fabric of Roman history. Before the gladius became the weapon of choice for the legions, Roman soldiers fought with different swords. These early swords were heavily influenced by their Greek neighbours. The Greeks, known for their hoplite warfare, favoured a longer, double-edged sword called the xiphos. The xiphos, while effective in the hands of a trained hoplite, had its limitations. It was primarily a slashing weapon, better suited for open formations and individual combat. The Romans, however, were developing new tactics that demanded a different kind of sword. They needed a weapon that could be used effectively in the tight formations they favoured. The Second Punic War, a brutal conflict that pitted Rome against the Carthaginian general Hannibal, proved to be a turning point in Roman military history. It was during this war that the Romans first encountered the Gladius Hispaniensis. This sword, wielded by Celtiberian mercenaries fighting for Carthage, immediately caught the eye of the Roman military leaders. The Gladius Hispaniensis, named for its origins in Hispania, the Iberian Peninsula, was a marked departure from the xiphos. It was shorter, around 24 to 27 inches long, and had a double-edged blade that tapered to a point. This design made it ideal for both thrusting and slashing, making it a far more versatile weapon in close combat. Section 4. Adapting to conquest, variations of the gladius. The adoption of the Gladius Hispaniensis marked the beginning, not the end, of the gladius's evolution. As the Roman Empire expanded, its legions found themselves campaigning in vastly different terrains and facing a variety of foes. The gladius, designed for the open battlefields of Iberia, underwent modifications to better suit these new challenges. One notable variation was the Mainz gladius, named after the Roman city of Mainz in modern-day Germany. This version, shorter and lighter than its Hispaniensis predecessor, was better suited for the close-quartered fighting often encountered in the forests of northern Europe. Another variation, the Pompei gladius, emerged in the mid-1st century AD. This sword, even shorter and narrower than the Mainz, was optimized for thrusting and became a favorite weapon of gladiators. Section 5. The passing of an era, the Spatha replaces the gladius. The gladius, for all its effectiveness, was not destined to remain the primary sword of the Roman legions forever. By the 3rd century AD, a new sword began to gain prominence, the Spatha. Longer than the gladius, the Spatha offered several advantages, especially for cavalrymen who could better utilize its reach. As the Roman army and its enemies adapted to new tactics and larger-scale battles, the Spatha's advantages became increasingly apparent. Infantry formations became looser, and the need for a longer-reaching weapon grew. By the late Roman Empire, the Spatha had largely replaced the gladius as the standard sword of the Roman army. However, the gladius's legacy lived on.